In this video, we will cover or discuss the basic setup of an diesel generator that is being used on ships for power generation. So, just let's start the video with from the top of the generator. This is the cylinder head platform, and the front. This is the cylinder head cover. Inside, you have a rocker arm, fuel injection valves, and inlet and outlet valve as well. Also, if you see this cover, this is indicator cock, which I have already opened, and this indicator cock is used to blow through the engine or also to take the performance of the generator. Let's move forward. This is the turbocharger. You have this side the fresh air or compressor side, and on the other side you have the turbine, means the exhaust side. So the exhaust is driving the compressor, and then pressurized scavenge air is coming into this pipe, green pipe that you. Every generator maker has a different type of setup how they it. Sometimes it's at the back, sometimes it's in the front as well. Okay, in this generator you have this buffer piston for the fuel system, which keeps the pressure optimum all the time with less number of fluctuations. So this is the top part. Now let's see the fuel pump of this generator engine. So this is the fuel pump. This is 9-cylinder engine, so you have 9 fuel pumps individually for each unit. This blue setup that you see is the governor, which controls the speed of the generator all the time at whatever load it is. And one more thing which is important to see here is this equipment. This is called as fuel limiter or lambda controller. So during starting of engine, it actually compresses a sensor which gives extra air to the turbine. So you have a better starting of the generator. Now we have come down to the main platform of the generator. So you have this camshaft timing gear inside, and these are the crankcase doors, and on the top you have the cam case doors for the cam which is driving the fuel pumps. These are the valve. This one is for purifier inlet to the sump, and this sensor that you see is the sensor for the level of lube oil inside the sump of the engine. It's like a safety come like alarm system. This valve is starting air valve because big generators are started by the air. Small generators have the starting air motor. These are two starting and stop valve which are controlled by the solenoid. These are the sensors for lube oil, water, etc. And this is the control box for the generator. This is the fuel oil filter of the generator. You have two of them, and this is the leakage sensor, fuel oil leakage sensor for the generator. If there is a leakage of fuel somewhere, it will detect and give you the alarm. Okay, so now let's move forward into this video. This is the buffer piston which we were looking from the top earlier. Okay, now we will cover the lube oil filters. These are two lube oil filters for the generator. This is the cartridge type, means you have paper type. The valve that you see down below is quick closing valve for the fuel system in case of emergency like fire, etc. So these are two filter of cartridge type, and then we will have another look of another kind of lube oil filter in this, which is called as auto backflush filter. So it's actually backflushing itself, cleaning itself while the engine is running. So it's much more like it's not dependent on power, it's driven by the oil. This pump is pre-lubrication pump which lubricates the engine when it's on standstill position. So this is keeping all the lube oil all the time in the bearings and all the important part of the generator. Okay, this is little bit difficult to see, but the pump which you see in the front is the HT water pump which circulates the cooling water inside the generator, and then at the behind you have this lube oil pump as well which is attached to the generator. So as soon as the generator picks up the RPM, the pre-lube pump stops and this main lube oil pump starts to develop the pressure. And these are the cooling water pipes which are going to the air cooler, which cools down the air coming from the compressor of the generator. and here you have the turbocharger. This is the three-way mixing valve for the water, which is used at low load and high load as per the need by the generator. These doors that you see is different from the door which we saw other side. This is crankcase relief door, so this is like a safety, and that's the instrument called as oil mist detector. If in case there is a rubbing of white metal or any kind of heat generated, and if you have a metal to metal contact, then the smoke will be inside the generator, so it will detect and stop the generator for safety purposes. This is the valve for the lube oil. This instrument is turning gear to turn the engine while doing maintenance because it's a big generator. You can see the flywheel is rotating at 720 rpm for this engine. So you have a complete enclosed space around for the safety, and that is the bearing for the alternator, and this part is the alternator. So the generator is turning the alternator to generate the power. So this generator is around 9 cylinder engine. You can have 6 as per the need of the vessel. Let's have a look view from the behind how the generator looks like. So this setup that we are looking at is the alternator right now. There is another generator sideways, and this is the aft bearing of the alternator, which is cooled by the and lubricated by the lube oil. So that's it. Thank you.